What's up, y'all? It's Nathallie Hughes here. Today's video is a snippet from a powerful session with a client. In this clip, we discuss the root causes of hyper-independence and self-sacrifice in order to further shift away from relationships functioning on transactional love. Hope you enjoy. So, as a kid, when children are super duper independent, that means that that child has been super duper neglected. Because when you think about it, when you come into the world as a baby, you can't take care of your own needs. You can't wipe your butt. You just got here. You can't feed yourself. And so, as a child, the only thing you come here as a baby, the only thing you know how to do is cry. The only thing you know how to do is communicate. I need something. I have needs. I have needs. As a child, you are born with a sense of deserving. You know that when I cry, when I make a fuss, I deserve attention. It's quiet, ain't no back talk. Everybody start meeting my needs immediately. Children are the most entitled people on the planet, and that's how you're supposed to be because you know that you deserve to get your needs met. So, what happens when you are, as a child, not getting your needs met? For you to have gotten to a place where you were so independent and could do everything on your own, that means that by that time in your life, you had already realized that your parents could not handle or could not take care of you. So that hyper independence. And the thing is, when we experience a break in the bond with our parents at such a young age, so one of the things that we're going to keep mentioning, I guess, in this specific session is emotional neglect. Emotional neglect. When we experience a break in the bond with our parents, what this means is like, as a child, as a baby, you need attention, love, focus, like you need air, like you need milk. You need your parents' attention to be on you all of the time. This is that, what is it, object permanence. When you walk outside of the room, when a parent walks outside of the room and you're a baby, you think your parent fucking disappeared. Where the hell did they go? They're gone. They don't exist anymore. And so you're having that freak out moment. So when you're not getting that constant attention, love, validation, and focus from your parents as a child, then what happens is that you experience a break in the bond with your parents when this is happening for a prolonged time. We don't need to get into time frames. It's obviously something that you experience. So we're just going to keep going. So when you experience a break in that bond, meaning you are left alone for long enough, you're not getting your needs met, in your baby brain, you're thinking, oh my God, my parents have died. You're thinking, oh my God, nobody is coming to get me right now. And you're thinking, death is impending. This is freaking doom. That's so much pain. And how could a newborn baby, how could a toddler be able to process the feelings of their parent dying? You couldn't. You don't have the tools to process the pain and that loss. And so, what happens is when your parent comes back into your life, when your parent is ready to meet your needs, you've already closed yourself off to receiving love from them. You've already emotionally pulled back into yourself. Why? Because now you understand that my parents will hurt me. If I allow myself to be loved by my parents, if I allow myself to be vulnerable, my parents aren't going to meet my needs. My parents are going to put me through pain. I can't depend on my parents. And so as you grow, what does that turn into? I can only depend on myself. And now they're showing me Matilda from the movie. And it's like, being able to sit with yourself and recognize like holy shit. And the thing is, with our parents, to give our parents some credit, that's a really hard thing to be able to visualize and see when you're a parent and you don't have the time to prioritize and focus on your kids and making sure that they're doing their homework and stuff. When you see your child just handling their business, getting stuff together, then you think, oh, awesome, my kid's got it. My kid can do it. They don't need me to focus on them. And so, because you're showing up, not allowing yourself to be vulnerable and ask for help because you don't believe that you're going to receive that help, then your parents don't know that there's a problem. They're looking at their kids. They're like, my kid's great, awesome, good job. And so then what? You're rewarded for being independent. You're rewarded for being so smart. You're rewarded for never asking for help, for never needing anything. And then you've already recognized that cycle of, I'm not allowed to ask for help. So it's recognizing that underneath this is this fear that they're not going to be able to meet your emotional needs. There's this fear that if I am vulnerable and I say completely what I need, that it's not going to be well received. I'm not going to get my needs met, or I'm going to experience pain. And you're right with your mom. And that's the example that you gave, where, okay, I'm doing the healing work, I'm allowing myself to reach out. But when I do that, now all of a sudden, there's something that's owed of me. Now all of a sudden, I'm obligated to do that for you. And so it's recognizing that in your family line, love is not something that is unconditionally given freely, and there's enough love to go around. And it doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't matter when you show up, your actions, none of it. I'm always going to love you the same 100%. You don't have that. In your family, love is transactional. So it's, I give you this and I receive this in return. This is also really important. We're kind of focusing on romance. I know that we're talking about like family and stuff. We're going to get more into romance, but this is absolutely applicable when it comes to money and finances as well. Because when you show up in your job and it's the, okay, they're giving me more money, that means that I have to give them my all. That means that I have to sacrifice myself. That means because they're paying me, when they ask me if I can do something, when they ask me if I can take on extra work, it doesn't matter how loaded I am. It doesn't matter how stressed I am. I have to take on the work because they're paying me. So I am indebted to them. Now you have a belief system. Every single time somebody gives me something, I have to give back to them. So it's just starting to recognize that. We're going to do that undoing work. It's going to happen naturally as you become more comfortable setting and creating those boundaries, but it's just recognizing. And at this point, it's going to be subconscious. So it's something that happens naturally, is something that happens instinctually. This person is giving to me, oh, so I'm going to do it back. It's this person is giving me a compliment. And instead of saying, thank you so much, you're, thank you so much. And you're also so awesome. No, you are, right? It's those interactions where it's like, okay, I owe this back to them. Oh my God, they're being so funny. And it's such a Leo thing. Like when you tell somebody happy birthday and then your birthday comes around and they don't tell you happy birthday, it's that type of transactional energy, right? Mean that somebody is obligated to give back to you. And so you find yourself in relationships where you're giving and giving and giving, and you aren't receiving that same energy back. And you're kind of like, what's going on? I don't understand. I gave to them, so why aren't they giving to me? So, in terms of your love relationships and your relationships in general, okay, hold on, pause, put a pen in it. Going back, love is no longer transactional. Love is now unconditional. I give love freely, I receive love freely. It doesn't mean anything about anyone. I don't owe anyone anything. I'm just becoming more and more familiar with the fact that I don't owe anyone anything. So now, as we're starting to transition into relationships of unconditional love, I'm going to use me as an example because I'm someone who unconditionally loves you. So let's say that we work together this month, we're meeting for 2 hours. If on the 31st or the 30th of April, I don't remember how many days it has, doesn't matter, end of the month, you hit me up and you go, hey, love, I enjoyed our sessions this month. I can't continue next month, but thanks so much. There's a little aspect of you that's, oh my God, is she going to hate me because she's going to be upset with me because I'm not giving her what she wants, right? No, that's not the situation. So
Mhm.
it's about recognizing it doesn't matter if we work together in this 1 month and we never work together one on one again, you're still going to have that unconditional love, acceptance, and support that's coming from me. So now you're experiencing a relationship where there's no requirements, there's no expectations. There's no, you have to do this, otherwise you're going to displease me and you won't get love and acceptance from me. That doesn't exist here. And so this is the relationship dynamic that you now want to experience in every single relationship that you have. And this isn't one of those like I'm going to love you unconditionally, but if you came and shot up my house, I maybe wouldn't follow you on Instagram anymore. You know, like this is to say that you get to have boundaries when people disrespect you or do things that are harmful to you. You get to remove them from your space, but you can still unconditionally love them. With your view of love being transactional, okay, they're saying we want to get back into that past experience with mom and get a little bit deeper with it. There's an aspect of you that does not want love relationships because of what just happened with mom. Not recently, but just all throughout your childhood. The reason why you're having trouble, excuse me, finding that partner, getting into that relationship, having that commitment, locking it down is because there is an aspect of you that is like, no, I don't want to be in a relationship. Because what does a relationship mean to me? A relationship means suffering in silence. Every single thing that you wrote about your associations with home, all of the negative, that's your association with love. Like copy and paste, that's what you think that love is. So, an aspect of you thinks that love means suffering in silence. An aspect of you means that you don't think that anybody has the capacity to love you. You don't think that anybody has the capacity to meet your emotional needs. A part of you feels like love means responsibility because you're looking at yourself, you're going, oh my God, I have all of these needs. You think that you need a lot. You think that you're asking for too much and you're not. So there's an aspect of you that thinks that you're asking for too much. You have too many needs. And so you're like, I'm over here struggling to meet my basic needs, can't find somebody who can do it. And then while I'm struggling to do this, if I get into a relationship with somebody else, then that means that I'm going to have to also meet their needs. That means that I'm going to also have to show up for them. And I'm not going to have a choice as to whether or not I can't because I owe it to them. You think that relationships are a burden. That's the reason why you've got that resistance to allowing in love.
Thanks so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this clip, feel free to let me know in the comments below. And of course, if this content resonated with you and you would like my support, feel free to email me at natalie@nathhughes.com and let's discuss how I can assist and provide a container for you at this time.